Hey, what's up guys, it's the Cool Dude here, and welcome to another episode of Logo Evolution. And today, I'm going to be doing a Logo Evolution on Funimation. Before we go into some logos, did you know that 83.8% of you aren't subscribed yet? So for those 83.8% of you, please subscribe to my channel so that way I can keep making videos. We now go on to our regularly scheduled program. Funimation, or currently known as Crunchyroll, is an anime dubbing, licensing, and distribution company based in Fort Worth, Texas. Established in 1994 by Jun Fukunaga, it was acquired by Navar Corporation in 2005. In 2011, Navar sold Funimation to a group of investors, including the founder, Jun Fukunaga. The company then consolidated its divisions into a new holding company, Group 1200 Media, in May 2013. In 2017, 95% of the company was acquired by Sony Pictures Television, while Fukunaga retains 5% of the company. They then went to controversy by firing the voice actor Vic Mignogna in 2019 due to misconduct, though he denied the wrongdoing. And then Mignogna unsuccessfully pursued legal actions against Funimation and other industry professionals, though it was dismissed in 2019, with them requiring to pay all of Marchie's legal fees and defendants' attorney fees. In 2020, Sony acquired their rival Crunchyroll from Warner Media, currently known as Warner Brothers Discovery. And then 2 years later, on March 1st, Sony announced that Funimation was rebranded into Crunchyroll, with large majority of its catalog moved to Crunchyroll. Their streaming service did remain active, although in 2024 they shut down and migrated to the subscribers to Crunchyroll, ending the Funimation name after nearly 30 years. They're best known for releasing Dragon Ball, not to mention Fullmetal Alchemist and One Piece. Even released some Nelvana and Alliance Atlantis series. They even distributed 4Kid stuff on video, especially the uncut version of, well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Though we now go into some logos, and that is, it's called the Texas Shapes, and it was in use in 1994. The logo can be a bit weird with the background like that, but other than that, it's actually a really good logo, and of course seen on Dragon Ball, which is what they're best known for. Oh yeah, even though it's to represent the Texas flag, though it kind of resembles, and actually mainly resembles, the Dragon Ball, which was, of course, that's what they're best known for, so why not use the stuff that they're best known for? But it also looks like, of course, the Texas flag. Well, no, it looks like it, but resembles the Texas flag. And we go on to the next logo that has those shapes, and that is, it's called the Texas Shapes 2, and it was seen in 1995. There's a prototype of this. There's a common version of this. There's an alternate version of the common logo. This is a good logo, although the sandy background can get a few people, including kids. Though, yeah. And we now go on to another Texas shaped logo, and that is the Texas Shapes 3. And it was in use from 1996 to 2005. There's a variant with the website. This is actually a good logo, but the animation of it can get some people, and you guessed it, the weird grainy background. And we go on to the last weird Texas shape logo, and that is the Texas Shapes Bubbles, and it was in use from 2003 to 2005. Funimation. This logo does look like Figaro Arrow. At the same time, though, it kind of looks creepy. One, with the announcer whispering Funimation. Two, the bubbles can also look creepy. And three, you guessed it, the background, which can look creepy. But other than that, it does look kind of friendlier than the other logos. This is the last of the weird Texas shape. We go on to the weirder Texas shape. And that is... it's called the New Lone Star State, and it was used from 2005 to around 2006. There's a variant with a different music. The logo is really good, though the logo is still creepy. The black background, the flat design, and the weird animation, and of course the sound. But other than that, it's actually a good logo, although the next logo is the one that people remember as Funimation, especially when it comes to its dubs and stuff. And we go on to the next one, and that is... it's called the Glowing Light Texas Shape, and it was in use from 2005 to 2010. This logo is actually really good, though it can be creepy but slightly because of the black background and the sound. Although, thankfully, it's kind of quieter, depending on stuff. Not only that, it is actually a really popular logo, seen on popular dubs, especially not only, of course, I keep saying Dragon Ball, not to mention Dragon Ball Z, but One Piece, Fullmetal Alchemist, and even Samurai 7. A really good anime of the time. Yeah. And only that, of course, the logo. And this is what people, including myself, grew up with. We now go into another logo we grew up with. And the last altogether of the Texas shapes. And that is the Paint Texas Shapes. And it was in use from 2009 to 2011.
What? Funimation Entertainment. You should be watching.
This one is still creepy, but the logo is really good. It's another logo we grew up with, seen on Dragon Ball Z Kai and other animes. Yeah. And not only that, it's another logo we grew up with. And this is the last altogether of the Texas Shapes logo. Because we now go on to the, of course, the weirder but good logos. And that is Japan Overload. And it was used from 2011 to 2016. There's a long variant. There is the one that is commonly seen on the Funimation app, which is slightly shorter than the long variant. There's an even shorter version. The even shorter version is actually the rarest. this is one of those weird logos that's really good, which actually reflects on what they do, distributing and of course dubbing anime. Not only that, it's seen on Attack on Titan, Future Diary, especially that show, and the first season of My Hero Academia. And like I said, it's especially seen on Future Diary because, you know. And then I just kind of liked the style of this logo. This is actually the last to have the familiar Funimation font, as in 2016, a year before Sony, bought them, they went for a different font. And, yeah. We now go on first, before that we go on to an anniversary variant. Because of course, companies would do that when they celebrate anniversaries, and when they celebrate anniversaries, they would debut a new logo. And the logo is the 20 Overload. And it was only in use since 2014. This is actually a good logo, even though it looks minimal. That's actually how you show what you do, which is, of course, releasing anime. And then, of course, there's a Dragon Ball for the 20, which they are best known for Dragon Ball. It was actually only in use for, only one trailer, and that is, Hell. And a clip from their 20th anniversary panel. That's actually about it. It's also on the, Chris Pierce's Vimeo account, which is actually the animator who did this logo. And of course, his 2015 demo reel, but that's actually about it. This should have been the current logo, but unfortunately, this would be the last altogether to use the font, so they went for a different font and for a different logo. And what we got was actually the next logo, and that is Japanese Overload 2. And it was in use from 2016 until when they, shut down and rebrand in 2022. There is, of course, a really long variant. There's actually the common version that we commonly see on their app, and that is the slightly long version. There's a different variant where it's just on a purple background, and it would use a different theme, which is a 2-note theme. There's a variant that says Funimation, which uses said theme. There's that same variant, though it says Funimation now. The Funimation Films variant uses the extended theme, followed by the 2-note theme. There's a variant when you launch the app. The symbol would go into the right with the either X or heart on it, something like that, and then it would go on the left. It would say Anime Anytime Anywhere, and then it would go into the middle, though with that same flipping animation, and then it would say Funimation Now. There's that same variant, but this time just saying Funimation. This is actually a good logo, although it kind of looks a bit minimalized, like one of those weird and stupid oversimplification logos, especially with their app being popular, especially on phones. But the music, though, is actually really good. Even on the shorter, different variant, the music is still really good. That is actually about it. That's about it. Funimation is gone. It's now Crunchyroll. Well, that is actually it. And remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon so you'll be notified for my latest videos. And that is about it. See ya and bye.